Welcome to College Station, Texas. We're at Reed Arena today. Big 12 basketball presented by Phillips 66. It's the Aggies of Texas A&M hosting the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Hi again, everyone. I'm Dave Armstrong along with Reed Geddes. Reed, this is a battle of the Billies. Billy Kennedy, the new coach of the Aggies. Billy Gillespie, who used to coach here, now coaching the Red Raiders. And both teams 0-3 in the Big 12, both in desperate need of a win.
You know, for the Red Raiders, I think they're not surprised that they're struggling starting out. A&M is certainly surprised. Not time to panic. But if you're Texas A&M, boy, you need to play today with a sense of urgency.
And they come in with an experienced lineup. We look at our one-on-one, much more experience for the Aggies.
Billy Gillespie rebuilding the Red Raiders mainly with freshmen on the roster. Texas A&M, they have the senior leadership. They need the seniors to step up and turn this season into the right direction.
Look at the lineups for A&M. A couple of seniors in that starting five, and then there's Chris Middleton, a very talented junior, although he's playing with a knee injury. For Texas Tech, again, a lot of youth on the Red Raider lineup. Look at that, starting a couple of freshmen and a sophomore, the only senior on the team, Robert Lewandowski, and he starts in the middle. It's Texas Tech with the ball first in their road black jerseys. This is Willis with the ball. He gives it up. It's Ty Nurse. Now Minnis looking inside. Man-to-man defense for A&M.
Well, good first possession defensively for the Aggies.
And a forced shot, and the rebound by Middleton. Middleton did not practice, Reed, the last couple of days. Out in transition, Lewandowski with a block, and we've got a whistle and a foul.
Chris Middleton had that knee surgery since coming back from missing 7 games. He's averaged 14 points, 6 rebounds, was very good against Texas, and then came back and has not practiced in 2 days.
Yeah, there was 19 points, 10 rebounds against the Longhorns. It surprised me. Did it surprise you? That's the first double-double in his career.
I was shocked when I saw that because he's got the skill set. He could put up a double-double every game. That's a good start, not only for Chris Middleton, but for Texas A&M to knock down a perimeter shot.
They have really struggled, the Aggies shooting. Reed pointed it out, hitting just 30% of their three-pointers this year. Willis really bothered by Dash Harris. Look at how far out the Red Raiders have to go just to begin their offense.
Well, they've made 4 passes and have not done anything to really initiate a set.
And there's a walk.
Boy, Jordan Tolbert twisted his ankle a little bit. He came up hopping. Chris Middleton with a nice rip through and a nice easy jump shot. He's about 70%, the coaches told us, with that knee.
He's being guarded right now by Deshaun Minnis. You're going to see both teams very patient offensively. Each possession will matter in this game with 2 teams that really struggle on offense. Shot clock down to 5. Middleton, he has to throw up a circus shot, and it goes!
Billy Gillespie is going to be frustrated with that. They played defense for 34.5 seconds and then gave up a baseline easy drive.
Tech coming off a humiliating loss to Kansas, 81-46. A&M losing to their rivals, Texas, by 10 the other night in Austin. And there was a pass to the scorekeeper.
Watch the drive along the baseline, and all the black shirts that had an opportunity to come over and cut him off. Robert Lewandowski just kind of jumped up in the air and did a 360, really did nothing to stop the dribble penetration.
If he had just sat on the baseline, there was nowhere for Middleton to go.
Play defense with your feet in the middle of your chest.
Looking inside, look at Tolbert trying to get free in the paint.
Well, a lot of contact down there. Keith Davis really banging with Jordan Tolbert.
Lewandowski trying to spin in. LeBeau, good defense, but 3 seconds in the lane. That one called against Tolbert.
A terrific defense that time. On the ball, Lewandowski was trying to play a high-low action from the short corner. And good defense. Texas A&M has been good defensively. They are at the top of the Big 12 field goal percentage defense, ranked in the top 5 in the country. It is just on the offensive end where they have struggled.
Minnis gambled a little bit, and Middleton made him pay. And a timeout for the Red Raiders. So Billy Kennedy's group off to a quick start, leading 6-0, and mostly because of Chris Middleton.
Well, Chris Middleton with all 6 of the points, doing a nice job. You know, it's interesting. He doesn't look as explosive as we have seen him, but this is the 3rd time he's gotten past a defender for an easy shot.
Now, Billy Gillispie on that last play, is he more upset with Minnis for making a gamble or more upset with the other guys on the weak side not helping out?
Yes. You know, but for Billy Gillispie, it's almost like, and I don't want to be overly critical, but it's almost like fake hustle. You know, when you dive at a ball and you take yourself out of position, you kind of go, yeah, you know what? I'd rather you just keep him in front of you. I mean, Chris Middleton's playing on a bad knee. You don't want to gamble and give him a chance to spin around you. Just keep him in front of you and stay between him and the basket.
The Ty Nurse now running the point. And a whistle and a foul. This one on Davis, trying to keep Tolbert out of the paint.
Now they are really battling. Texas Tech running a classic high-low offense. Lewandowski steps up to the free throw line, and Billy Kennedy's got to find a way to keep the ball out of Jordan Tolbert's hands without fouling.
I don't think that pass was intended for Tolbert, and he got his hands on it. Wagner was right there to get it, and Tolbert knocks it out of bounds. So another turnover for Texas Tech. It's their 3rd turnover already.
David LeBeau frustrated. He is working hard and not getting a touch.
He's got it now, and then he forces a shot. Sometimes that happens, doesn't it, Reed? You get so frustrated not touching it that when you do, you force a shot.
I have to shoot. I have to shoot. Well, he had Dash Harris wide open standing in front of him.
And there's a whistle and a foul, and that will send Minnis to the line.
A lack of confidence in a teammate. Dash Harris's ability to knock down an outside shot. David LeBeau turned and shot through a triple team, and look where Dash Harris is. Watch to the left of your screen. There's a double team, triple team, and Dash is just standing there with nobody anywhere near him.
Minnis, a 57% free throw shooter, buries the first one, the first point for the Red Raiders.
You know, guards are funny, Dave. When that ball goes into the post and it never comes back out, you know, suddenly they get a little more hesitant about throwing it into a black hole.
And we just saw Ray Turner come into the game, Reed. Ray taking the place of Keith Davis, who has to go out with 2 fouls. Not a lot of depth, too, for the Aggies, especially at that position. After Courtney Robertson, he's out with an ankle injury, broke his ankle. He'll be out for 2 more weeks.
Now, the starters in Big 12 action have averaged over 30 minutes per game for Billy Kennedy.
Oh, good pass inside, and there's LeBeau. Nice feed from Dash Harris.
Maybe the best Texas A&M has looked in 2 or 3 weeks of basketball.
Well, yesterday at practice, Billy Kennedy was really stressing the first 5 minutes. They've handled that really well so far.
Well, Ray Turner has an arm wrapped all the way around Jordan Tolbert inside.
And there is a whistle and a foul, this one on Turner. So we've got a timeout here, and so far it's been mostly Chris Middleton. All kinds of shots in his array. And we're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
I have prepared a statement. After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basketball this year.
Play basketball for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Choose from 5 great steaks, each $11.99. like our new bacon-wrapped sirloin, topped with onions and bourbon glaze. Or try our garlic herb-crusted sirloin. 5 great steaks, each $11.99, only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Hi, Tom Bodette. The next time you're caught traveling, take a time out at Motel 6. Always a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. We'll leave the light on for you. Official economy lodging partner of the Big 12.
40 years ago, he wasn't looking for financial advice. Back then, he had something more important to do. He wasn't focused on his future, but fortunately, somebody else was. At USAA, we provide retirement planning for our military, veterans, and their families. Now more than ever, it's important to get financial advice from people who share your military values. For our free USAA retirement guide, call 877-242-USAA.
The Douglas Nissan buyback event is going on now at Douglas Nissan. Bring in your trade any make and model and get up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair value and choose 0% financing on our most popular models. Upgrade to a brand new Nissan today at the buyback event at Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys. The Douglas Nissan buyback event is going on now at Douglas Nissan. Bring in your trade any make or model and get up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair value and buy your new car for around $10 a day. Upgrade to a brand new Nissan today at the buyback event at Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys.
College Station, they haven't exactly rolled out the red carpet for Billy Gillispie, their former coach who took him to the Sweet 16 in 2007. What a great run, though, he had. When he first joined the Aggies, they were 0-16 the previous year in the Big 12, and then they went on an amazing run.
His record is astonishing, maybe one of the best turnaround jobs as far as the culture in a program in the history of college basketball. You know, Billy Kennedy can take some solace. People forget that Gillespie's first year, they started 1-3 in conference, and his second year they started 0-4. So, A&M, again, you and I talked about it. They don't need to panic. They just need to play with urgency, and they have the first 6 minutes of this game.
The biggest difference is expectations.
Absolutely.
When Billy Gillispie came in, there were none, and yet with Billy Kennedy, as we've pointed out, they were picked as co-favorites by the coaches to win along with Kansas in this league.
You know, taking a step further, Mark Turgeon's first year, they were 1-3 with high expectations. Turgeon's second year, they were 1-4. So for the last 6 years or so, Texas A&M has struggled at the beginning of Big 12 conference play.
Billy Kennedy, 9-6 so far to begin his Aggie career. 220 wins, though, in his hip pocket. And no regrets, though. I was asking him about Murray State last night. Of course, Murray State, his old team, they're undefeated, one of 3 unbeatens in the country. And he said, you know what, good for them. And he goes, in that league this year, that league is down a little bit. It would not surprise him at all in the Ohio Valley to see Murray State run the table. Of the ball. He's almost 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
Leads the team, 3rd in the Big 12 in assist to turnovers.
Another whistle inside. Uh-oh. Boy, that's Turner. That's 2 on him now.
It's a good call, and Ray Turner is literally wrapping his arms around Jordan Tolbert. Listen, Jordan is strong, but you've got to move your feet and get around him. You can't put your arms around. That's an easy call. Make it difficult on the officials.
Well, what do you do now, though? You're talking about a difficult call for Billy Kennedy. What do you do inside? Because now you have 2 fouls on Turner and 2 on Davis.
Well, they've got a big guy on the bench, Daniel Alexander, 6'9" redshirt freshman that'll get some playing time. But you sure might think about going zone, especially as bad as Texas Tech has been shooting the ball from behind the three-point line.
Looks like they're still in a man. That one just thrown up on the glass, and the rebound goes out of bounds.
Listen, that's a bad shot by Ty Nurse. I mean, Turner just picked up his 2nd foul. Why wouldn't you pull it out and slam that ball back inside and pick up a 3rd foul?
It's a great question. Why wouldn't you? Middleton again. Now Green, good-looking freshman here. A left-handed player. Harris looking for a pick out top. Behind the back to Turner. That's almost an air ball. Here comes Willis.
That ball to Jordan Tolbert. He's got him on his back.
He is fighting so hard, and then the angle from Lewandowski was not a good one.
Ty Nurse had the angle. He had him sealed. He had him behind him. He was down low. He had his thumbs in his ears. He's posting up, making a target for Ty Nurse, and Ty Nurse just looks at him. Now Lewandowski sees him, and that's just a bad angle, but much better defense that time by Ray Turner.
And playing with 2 fouls, that's a tough matchup. But Ty Nurse, again, he was the guy that had the angle, and I think Lewandowski forced it because he saw how hard Tolbert was working in the paint.
Feeding the post is a skill, and it's an underappreciated skill.
Tech still without a field goal in this game, 0 for 5. Loses the handle. That's Alexander you were talking about. And then he just throws it out of bounds. You get your golf game in order, everybody. Online registration now open for the 2012 ESPN National Golf Challenge. Log on to ESPNGolf.com and sign up and find a participating course near you. Our correct statistician today is a member of the Texas A&M golf team.
Well, you and I were both trying to get some free pointers.
Came over and he said, "Now what can I help you with?" And I said, "Our slice, our golf swing."
If we're picking partners, that's my first round draft choice.
Me too. Middleton, and fouled from behind by Minnis.
David LeBeau needs to get going offensively for Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He is posting up, and he's allowing the defensive player to put his body against his own body. He has got to get that forearm out, create separation, sit down, and give a target away from the defender. Right now, he's letting that defender jam him and take away the pass.
And so when you're inside like that, as a guard, you don't really get him the ball, because look there, see? Yeah. He doesn't really spread and get himself free.
Seal with one arm and provide a target with the other hand.
Best shooter on this team by far, that's Elston Turner.
Elston Turner has been at his best against the best opponents. Had 21 points career high at Baylor and then had 20 against Florida.
How do the Red Raiders solve things offensively? Still, they've not really been able to get the ball inside to Tolbert. Now we have a whistle and another foul. And this one is called on Daniel Alexander.
A&M has done a nice job swinging the ball from side to side of the court. They're on the right side. They get the ball, skip pass over to the left side, and doing a nice job attacking the basket from both sides of the floor.
Already 6 team fouls on Billy Kennedy's Aggies. And we have a clock malfunction, so they're going to reset things. And you look at this Texas A&M team off to this quick start, a 9-point lead. When you look at the losses this year for Texas A&M, they've gotten behind early in games. And this is not a team designed to have big comebacks because they struggle so much offensively.
You know, you and I were talking about it. At the beginning of the season, Billy Kennedy's team had enormous expectations. But if you looked at the schedule and you said out of the first 3 games, you're at Baylor, at Texas, and home to Iowa State.
Yeah.
Not knowing what we know now about Iowa State, you'd say, you know what, we could be 1-2.
Right.
We could be 1-2. So they're 0-3. Again, it is not a reason to panic, but they need to play with urgency, and they have done so. I think they're a different team than what we've seen the last 3 weeks.
Well, losing the handle, could have been a travel, nothing called. And Jay Crockett can't hit from inside. Now here's Turner again. Out to Middleton. Alexander, a 3. Got it! Buries it! His first 3-pointer in his Aggie career.
Daniel Alexander spotted up. He was calling for this ball. Chris Middleton, actually the pass was laid, and it is his first 3-point field goal made, only his 4th attempt of the season. What a nice basket by Daniel Alexander.
Well, here we are, and both these teams 0-3 in the Big 12 as they get this conference season underway. If you've been really checking out all the bowl games and now just getting up to speed in college basketball, we'll tell you that there are 4 ranked teams in the top 25 from the Big 12, including 3 in the top 10. That's amazing.
30% of the Big 12 in the top 10.
And how about the Baylor Bears? They get lost in the shuffle sometime, and they shouldn't. They're 16-0. By the way, not only is this the best start in Baylor Bear history, they've never had a 16-game win streak before.
Now, they are at home to Oklahoma State today, and then they go to Lawrence, where historically Big 12 title aspirations go to die.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, that's going to be a huge and epic contest.
Yes, it will.
Monday night from Allen Fieldhouse. Coven Brown, you see, the leading scorer right now in the Big 12, and Thomas Robinson, who you'll see on Monday and actually later today on the Big 12 Network. Thomas Robinson is a walking double-double. He is 11 of them this year.
National Player of the Year.
Right now?
There's no question. Nobody is dominating the game the way Thomas Robinson is.
So a great start for Billy Kennedy's Aggies. They lead it 14-2. The leading scorer for the Red Raiders. Now
trying to move his feet around. He's got his hands off of him. And then down on the other side, the guy that's done the best job so far has been Daniel Alexander, moving his feet and staying in front of Jordan Tolbert.
He has not taken a shot in this game, the leading scorer for the Red Raiders. Now a steal. Here they come in transition. Still 0 for the game, 0 for 8 now for Texas Tech.
The game gets considerably more difficult.
If you can't hit a shot?
If you can't make a basket.
They're 2 points from the free throw line.
Wow. 9 minutes into this game.
Alexander again fronting on Tolbert.
Yeah, just watch to the left of your screen and watch Alexander moving his feet, staying in front of him. That is great defense. I'm telling you, that is great post defense by Daniel Alexander.
And they get the foul on Tolbert. As Alexander fronting him, and Tolbert trying to get position, he fouls.
But you know, we saw Davis pick up 2 quick fouls trying to defend him. We saw Turner pick up 2 quick fouls trying to defend him, and Billy Kennedy goes deep to his bench, and Alexander doing a really nice job.
There's Green, nice little move.
See how they're going side to side? Or right side, left side, right side. Really moving the ball.
Shot short from Middleton. There's Alexander again, but he can't corral it. And a whistle and a foul on Alexander reaching in. Daniel Alexander, redshirt freshman, by way of Austin, Texas. And now in a 1-and-1, that was the 7th team foul on the Aggies.
Talked about the lack of depth for Billy Kennedy and the minutes his starters are playing. They're accounting for almost 80% of the offense. And to illustrate that, Daniel Alexander for the season is only 7 for 14 from the floor. He was 0 for 3 from behind the line until he hit that last shot. This is a kid that has not been playing very many minutes.
Here's Jay Crockett, one of 3 returning players on this Red Raider team, along with Willis and Lewandowski. You better have a program if you're going to a Texas Tech game this year. A lot of new faces. And maybe a few more next year. Alexander rips down the rebound. All 3 points for the Red Raiders at the line. They start off this game 0 for 8. Ooh. I don't know how he didn't get airborne on that and cause a turnover. There's a 3-pointer off target. Turner, no shot. Foul on Lewandowski.
Well, Turner doing a nice job of not surrendering to the box out. Lewandowski had inside position, and Turner ducked that right shoulder and slipped inside of Lewandowski. It's good offensive rebounding, good rebounding effort.
Second foul on Lewandowski. 6th team foul on the Red Raiders. LeBeau will check back in. Turner will come out. Little floater, and Lewandowski's got the air ball miss. That's the first field goal of the game for the Red Raiders. Over 10 minutes into the game, and they finally get a field goal. And a whistle and a foul inside. And that's on Lewandowski, and that's his third.
Continuing to front the post. One thing about fronting the post, you saw Elston Turner get there. He got there late. If you're going to commit to playing in front, down low, that weak side better be standing on that midline under the basket. 9 minutes and 33 seconds into the game, and the first field goal for Texas Tech.
Now, I've got Lewandowski with 3 fouls, Reed, and yet Billy Gillespie not going to his bench. He's letting Lewandowski play.
Do you wonder if that's calculated or they're not aware of it?
You've got to be aware. He keeps looking over and like, oh, I guess I'll stay in the game.
Maybe more of a message that he's sending to Jordan Tolbert that he's not pleased with the way he's playing.
Interesting. A lot of coaches will take a guy out with 2 fouls in the first half, and he's letting Lewandowski play with 3. Here's Elston Turner at the line. This University of Washington transfer.
You would think that over on this sideline for Texas A&M, somebody, one of those assistant coaches, would be in the ear of Billy Kennedy saying, you understand the big guy's got 3 fouls.
Take it to him. Middleton will get a rest. With a lead of 10, now 11 points. It's a good opportunity to rest Middleton. They're looking to Lewandowski inside. Nothing doing there. Crockett's got this. And count the basket.
Not sure who they called that foul on. There was a reach in, and that's what Billy Kennedy's saying. Well, wait a second. He reached in, but LeBeau is straight up and down, and there's separation. Reached in, sure did. Good call.
So LeBeau whistled for the foul. And the three-point play completed by Crockett. Crockett's come off the bench. And he now has 6 of the 8 points for Texas Tech. First points prospects are going to look good.
A virtual explosion of points for the Red Raiders.
That's when the spin doctors will say, well, our bench points were great. We had 6 points off the bench. We only had 8.5, but
we could spin that better and say 68% of the points have come from the bench.
And another foul. Foul's starting to catch up on the Aggies. And that's the 9th team foul, so another 1-and-1 opportunity, this time for Lewandowski, who is an 89% free throw shooter.
This is Robert Lewandowski's 110th career game as a Red Raider and his 63rd start.
Recruited first Lewandowski by Bob Knight, then played for Pat Knight, and now playing his final year for Billy Gillespie. And a rare miss for Lewandowski at the line. There's Turner. Had to adjust his shot a little bit as Lewandowski was flying in.
The effort for Texas A&M is so much better than it was last Saturday here against Iowa State.
It helps when you have a lead, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Lewandowski, good seal. Oh, doesn't convert though. And now 2 for 11, the Red Raiders. There's Turner freeing himself up. That's a 2-pointer. And another timeout for Billy Gillespie.
That's a 4-point miss by Robert Lewandowski. You know, the first basket that started this run was running out hard after a missed free throw. Robert Lewandowski's at the free throw. And just watch Ray Turner. He is under the basket and then outruns all of the Red Raiders. When that play started, he was in the farthest point he could possibly be. And then coming down, a nice up fake by Elston Turner. And A&M's got their offense going.
Well, they're shooting it much better today. By far, the Aggies. They're at 53% for the game, 50% from three-point range, and they're getting open looks here today.
You know, the shots, and that's a valid point. You and I talked, Dave, about when they have struggled is because they've tried to get all their shots off the dribble and create their own shots, as opposed to trusting Billy Kennedy's system, relying on the system to get you shots.
Billy Kennedy, of course, coming from Murray State. Before that, he was at Southeastern Louisiana, New Orleans native himself. We saw Southeastern Louisiana earlier this year take on Texas Tech. Nearing the 8-minute mark. And a travel. So now the turnover is starting to mount as well. That's the 7th for the Red Raiders, where they're stuck in mud, and the Aggies with a 20-8 lead. Back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
I have prepared a statement. After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basket pong this year.
Play basket pong for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
Papa John's, NFL, the Super Bowl. Trust me on this one. There's no better combination.
Papa John's is giving you any large pizza with your choice of any toppings for just $11. Even specialties, only $11. Plus, we're giving away free pizza every 46 seconds every weekend till Super Bowl 46. Order at papajohns.com and you could win.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Official pizza sponsor of Super Bowl 46.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state and back taxes? Hi, I'm Max with Blue Tax. Due to the current economy, the IRS and state tax agencies are being more lenient, but this won't last long. Here's how it works. Let's say you owe $20,000. With Blue Tax, this is what your settlement could look like. Great, right? There are many relief programs that taxpayers just don't know about, and you could wind up paying way less than you owe. Our team of attorneys and enrolled agents can negotiate settlements, lift bank levies, remove wage garnishments, eliminate penalties and interest, and reduce back payroll taxes. And at Blue Tax, we mean business. Those are my tax attorneys, and they don't mess around. They'll call the IRS or state on your behalf and negotiate your settlement for you. It's that easy. So call us right now for a free consultation at 800-691-7146 or visit www.bluetax.com. And remember, you heard it from me, Max, at Blue Tax. 800-691-7146.
Welcome back to Reed Arena in College Station. It's thumbs up right now as the Aggies are gigging them. 20-8 our score here in the first half with Reed Geddes. I'm Dave Armstrong. Glad to have you courtside with us here on the Big 12 Network. Najee Hibbert getting some playing time. A fadeaway jumper. You see how he was backing away, though, and really favoring that right leg?
It's almost like he jumps off of his left leg and lands on his left leg.
It almost looks like a horse who's coming up lame. So you can really see that he is not 100%. And yet here is Chris Middleton, and he's still very productive. He's got 8 points in the game. And there's a rebound. Alexander really giving him some quality minutes here in the first half. Hibbert for three. Got it. Oh, my. A plethora of three-pointers for the Aggies here today.
And Najee Hibbert, that's just his third three-point field goal of the season. Came into this game shooting a dismal 13%.
They are now 3 of 5 in this game for a team that shoots 30%. I'll do the math for you because you were having some math problems earlier. 3 of 5 is really good. That's 60%.
You looked at me and you could tell I was about to hurt myself.
9 straight points by the Aggies as they're pulling away from the Red Raiders, who really are struggling. They're 2 of 12. Texas Tech from the field. They've turned it over 8 times. And now a whistle and a foul inside trying to get position. This one on Harris.
Yeah, if I'm Billy Gillespie, I think the thing that has got me frustrated the most, in addition to not making any shots at all, is that A&M is doing everything they want to do down on the offensive end. They are perfectly comfortable running their offense. They're not taking away passes. They're not denying. They're not running through passing lanes. A&M brings the ball on the right side, they swing it over to the left. They reverse it through the top, back to the right. They throw it inside, they throw it back out. And Billy Kennedy's team is executing extremely well, but it just has not been very good defense from Texas Tech.
It really hasn't. 25-8 the score. We were saying before this little 9-0 run by the Aggies that they really weren't getting any distance, despite the fact that the Red Raiders were struggling so much on offense. They're starting to get some distance now. There's Lewandowski. Well, no one came out to get him. Turner kind of played a little soft, and so Lewandowski hits a mid-range jumper.
So look at them reverse the ball. I mean, they're just passing it anywhere they want to pass it.
And then the position by Turner. Is that a foul on Lewandowski? Instead, that's on Tolbert, the foul. So that would have been the 4th on Lewandowski. As it is, still not good news to pick up another one on Tolbert.
Lewandowski has played a lot of minutes. They could have easily called that on Robert Lewandowski.
Well, now it's bad news, too, though, because here is a leading candidate right now for Freshman of the Year. Disappointed in this game, no points, hasn't taken a shot, and he has 3 fouls. Not the kind of welcome home for Billy Gillespie he was hoping for. What is it, the author who said you can't go home again? Boy, it's been that kind of day for Billy Gillespie and the Red Raiders. It's 2 big guys, Lewandowski and Tolbert, with 3 fouls each. His team is really being outdistanced by the Aggies now, who have a 17-point lead and have scored the last 11 points of this game. Turner able to come out again. He's one of those guys with 2 fouls for the Aggies. Trouble getting it inbounds.
One-man press by Dash Harris almost resulted in a turnover.
Nearing the 6-minute mark. Harris is good defensively.
Yes, he is. He is as good on the ball as anybody in this conference. Daniel Alexander just doing a great job.
And that'll count. Well, Elston Turner was trying to get the ball on the outlet. Instead, he threw it right to Willis.
That was Dash Harris's fault. Dash Harris is the point guard. He sees a teammate going out of bounds. He's got to present himself. Instead, Dash Harris had his back turned and was streaking down the court. Watch this. The ball goes out of bounds, and watch Dash Harris. He's turning, and he's running away from the ball. And outlet pass, you got to get out there and present yourself to your teammate.
It's very similar to a quarterback who is in trouble with the rush coming. The receivers have to know and come back to the quarterback.
Especially when it's your point guard,
right,
who has primary responsibility for the outlet pass. They've not made many mistakes in the first half.
No, not many. Alexander. That was a good play there. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but just dribble it out. You're covered. Solid. Restart the offense. Middleton, a 3. No. Fight for the rebound. There was nothing but black shirts all around. And here comes Nurse.
Texas Tech just needs somebody to get a good, clean shot at the basket.
There's Crockett in the land of the Giants, and his shot is blocked. Here comes Hibbert. Alexander, that's got to be a walk, right? Wow.
There's 2 qualifications to a good pass. Where you throw it and who you throw it to. Billy Kennedy says, you know, a good pass to Elston Turner may not be a good pass to Daniel Alexander.
It looked like he was free at the 10, the 5, touchdown.
He just kind of kept going. If he had a suitcase, he could have just taken a bus. Hey, I tell you what, I'm not making fun of this kid. He may have been the difference in this first half.
I agree with you.
He has been outstanding. He's brought energy. His defense has been outstanding. He's knocked down a couple of shots.
Nurse was a little clear out and then throws it away. Here comes Dash Harris. Make it 10 turnovers for the Red Raiders.
If you were going to ask Billy Kennedy, what kind of game do you need this afternoon to get your team out of a funk, this would be the first half that he would draw up.
Absolutely. And it hasn't really come without adversity. A couple of his big guys, and Davis and Turner with a couple of fouls early on. But yet they're really playing solid basketball on both ends of the court. Very efficient. Three-pointer from the wing, no good. And Minnis has got the rebound. I still can't believe that Tolbert hasn't taken a shot in this game. Not in the game now, but with 3 fouls, but it's just amazing that they couldn't get him the ball when he was playing. Middleton fighting hard, and so are the Aggies. They are dashing away from the Red Raiders. It's all Texas A&M here in College Station today.
Before you load up the old fan-mobile with all the game day essentials, head to Motel6.com to book a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. Go team! We'll leave the light on for you. Official economy lodging partner of the Big 12.
For breakfast, try our tasty chicken biscuit.
In sports, when the little guy wins, it's called an upset. When the little guy gets a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain, that's Motel 6. Schooled yet? We'll leave the light on for you. Official economy lodging partner of the Big 12.
This is your world. This is our world headquarters. The Bank and Trust. Local bank, local bankers.
I'm Jeff Hazelwood.
And I'm Lindsay Hazelwood.
And we're bringing in the new year with great deals on all our vehicles at Brenham Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
Like new Ram 1500 starting at $17,988.
Or new heavy duties discounted up to $12,000.
Plus, we've got 0% interest on Jeep Wranglers. Give us an opportunity to earn your family's business.
Come by Brenham Chrysler Jeep Dodge today or shop us 24/7 at BrenhamHasIt.com.
Brenham Chrysler Jeep Dodge, off Highway 290 in Brenham.
The Bank and Trust may be your local community bank, but we have big bank technology. Internet banking and mobile banking with free bill pay, free checking, and free instant issue debit cards. Big bank technology without the big bank fees. The Bank and Trust. Local bank, local bankers.
6 halftime report will tell you all that's happening in Columbia between Texas and Mizzou. Good game back and forth. We'll preview this afternoon's game in the Big 12 Network between Kansas and Iowa State. And Kentucky barely escapes in Knoxville. Lots to talk about. Dave Reed, back after you.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug. Good to have you back in studio, and looking forward to your comments in the Phillips 66, Studio 66 at halftime. With Reed Geddes, I'm Dave Armstrong. We're watching Texas A&M put on an offensive explosion for them, Reed. 29 points here in the first half, shooting 55% from the field and 43% from three-point range.
A dismal first half offensively for the Red Raiders, shooting just 24%. They are getting pounded on the board, 17-8. Just 2 assists and 10 turnovers in the first half for the Red Raiders.
So there I was trying to bring a positive spin, and you went right to the other.
The yin and the yang, my friend.
The full story. And there's a three-pointer for Najee Hibbert.
He has now doubled the number of three-point field goals he's made this season in this game in the first half.
2 for 2 in this game. He was 2 for 15 coming in. Well, one of the things Billy Kennedy was talking to us about last night, he was saying, our outside shooting has just got to get better because we've got to be able to create some more space inside. Well, their outside shooting today, 4 for 8 from three-point range, much, much better. And again, able to rest Middleton with this commanding lead here under 3 minutes to go first half.
Let me give an MVP of the first half.
Is it Alexander?
Daniel Alexander. We talked about Texas Tech not disrupting the offense of A&M at all. Daniel Alexander has completely disrupted the offense of Texas Tech and keeping the ball out of the post consistently in that high-low set. Daniel Alexander has been the best player on, let me change that, the most impactful player of the first half.
He has made a big, big difference, and when they needed him most, with Davis and Turner picking up 2 quick fouls. Green trying to get loose. That was almost picked off. Now Green's got it back, and then he walked with it. Well, as the name might suggest, Phillips 66, proud to be the sponsor of Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball. Both start with Phillips 66. Both stand for performance. Phillips 66, experts in gas since 1927.
That man defense getting looser, and there's our man, Daniel Alexander again.
A block for Alexander.
Is that the first field goal attempt by Tolbert?
Yes. I think Harris was going to go to Turner, and now he comes up a little bit late. He fell on that left hip, didn't he? Took a half a step there, didn't he? Menace almost walked with it. And now a whistle and a foul. Clark Lambert, a freshman out of San Antonio, getting some action here. He played good the other night against Kansas in a horrible outing for the Red Raiders. He scored 7 points. Career high for him.
Coming into this game, he only had 5 field goal attempts for the year. That is how deep Billy Gillespie's going on his bench.
Don't forget, join us another Big 12 Network game. Iowa State, this is a good one from Allen Fieldhouse. They take on 10th ranked Kansas.
The 2 hardest matchups in the Big 12, maybe in the country. Royce White for Iowa State and Thomas Robinson for Kansas. That could be a good game. If Iowa State comes out and knocks down a couple of threes early, they withstand the first 4 minutes of that game. That one could be very interesting.
And a foul here on Willis. So that'll put the Aggies at the line. That's the first on Javaris Willis.
Against Texas Tech. Double bonus for the Aggies at the line. Everyone else is shooting.
Talking to Billy Gillespie last night, he was saying that it does feel very weird to come back and then go into the visitors' locker room.
A refreshing moment of candidness.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because a lot of coaches go, oh, it's nothing, just another game. Just another game.
He said it just does feel a little strange to walk out an opposite tunnel, to be in a different locker room. He has a lot of fond memories of this place.
As they do him.
Yeah, absolutely, and they should. He took his program to an entirely different level, a level they had never been before in their history.
From the lowest of depths.
Yes, yeah. How many times when he was here did we read in the excellent notes that they had about, well, this is the first time we've been here. This is the first time in our history that we've had this kind of start, this kind of run, this kind of winning percentage, this kind of tournament action. You know, they went to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years. They've now been 6 straight years as a result of the foundation that he laid.
One of just 12 schools in the country that have done that. 6 consecutive NCAAs, one of 8 to win 24 or more in each of the last 5 years. Very much a part of what Billy Gillespie built here.
That was a more guarded 3. See, those are the kind of shots A&M needs to avoid. There was a more open look and a whistle and a foul. This one on Middleton trying to clear out for the rebound. First foul on Middleton. You look at this start for the Aggies, 0-3, a team that was picked along with Kansas by the coaches to win the Big 12. And as you pointed out, Reed, I mean, you have tough games on the schedule. Probably should have been 1 and 2. Best case scenario, maybe 2 and 1. And that would include a road win. But for them to be 0-3, a bit of a surprise. things can turn around, though. We've seen it before.
And I think the sense, I don't want to say panic, but the concern is not just that they were 0-3, but the way that they have played, that they're struggling scoring points. 17 in the first half against Baylor. Billy Kennedy's team came back against Iowa State, had 21 in the first half. Certainly much better here this afternoon.
I don't think anybody was surprised to see Kansas again as a preseason pick. They've won 7 straight Big 12 titles. I think there was a surprise that Baylor wasn't maybe the co-favorite, and now we're seeing that play out with the Bears off to a 16-0 start.
Yeah, Missouri, I think, has been better than people expected, but certainly the Baylor Bears have been very good. And I think one of the best stories of the year has been Iowa State.
Well, let's look at A&M today and how they've gotten this commanding lead.
Well, they have done it with a variety of shots. 50% of their offense usually comes from the paint. They've done it driving. They've done it in transition. They've done it from mid-range. They've done it from long range. They've been inside. They've been outside. Certainly the best balance of the year here in the first half for Texas A&M.
Not to mention their defense. So you look at what they have done here today. In the paint, they're very efficient. Mid-range, very good. Three-pointers starting to get away from them just a little bit. That's still a good percentage, though, for a game. But they're taking some more now. And they're probably too many threes.
Yeah, but good balance still. You know, too many threes, but they're knocking down mid-range shots. And you know, when they've struggled offensively, all of their field goal attempts have been in the paint.
In case you're wondering, is this a season low at the half for Texas Tech in terms of points? It is. They just got through with a 20-point half against the Kansas Jayhawks. Now, that's a forced three with a shot clock winding down by Hibbert.
A great closeout. I'm telling you, Daniel Alexander is just playing his tail off. He was on weak side help in the paint, kicked it out to the shooter. He closed out perfectly, stuttered his feet, had a hand up high, took away the jump shot. Watch this closeout. Close out, hands up, down low, keep your balance, stop the dribble penetration. I'm telling you, he is just playing a whale of a basketball game.
Now the one negative, and I don't mean to bring up negatives, but now he has 4 fouls.
You know, what's his role? Is his role to go out there and don't foul and don't be aggressive and don't, you know, it may be, though his role's changed today because of the foul trouble from Davis and Turner. But I tell you what, he's checking out of the game, and these fans should stand up and give him a standing ovation, and nobody's listening to me.
Crockett. I was going to say as per normal, but here's Middleton. Another. See, they're taking 3, 4, 3. Now that one was at the end of the half. You can kind of understand it with the clock winding down. But what a good half for Texas A&M. They've doubled the score of the Red Raiders and held them to 21% from the field. So now, let's go to Doug Bell with Studio 66 for our halftime report.
Dave, thank you. Welcome, everyone, watching that A&M Texas Tech game for the Aggies. A little burst on the offensive end. What do you attest to that? They're spreading the wealth, aren't they?
Yeah, they're more aggressive. And to be honest with you, Texas Tech was playing defense where they're just protecting gaps and making them shoot over the top. And A&M, that's an offensive burst for them there the first half. But they were also good defensively, holding Tech to 21% from the floor. So I still think it starts there defensively, and maybe A&M now gaining some confidence, but let's see it also what they do the second half.
Yeah, they need to keep it going for 40 minutes, no question. Now, to Texas and Missouri, this game is wrapping up in Columbia. The Cardinals were there. It's the Cardinal Caravan. There's David Freese, World Series MVP, Jaime Garcia, Mike Shannon, Moonman, the broadcaster was there, Marcus Denman. Hey, he's a Cardinals fan. I mean, he lives just down the road. Of course, he only had 1 field goal, though. They're not at Iowa State. He's getting loose. Jacobin Brown actually ahead of him by a little as far as points. This has been a back-and-forth game, but Denman finding some space there, Brendan.
Yeah, he doesn't need much. I mean, you got to get out and guard him, but the other side of it is he can shoot the 3, but you're too close. The quickness, athleticism to take you off the bounce, score himself, or create for others.
So about 7 minutes to go in that one. Meantime, Frank Martin, Kansas State trying to bounce back. Lost at home to Baylor. On the road at OU. Good ball movement. Rodney Magruder had 30 the other night. Picking up where he left off. Then a turnover. A turnover. Cameron Clark You know, this has kind of been the story for K-State. They're careless.
Yeah, struggling, taking care of the basketball. Oklahoma, 18 points off turnovers that first half. Another key stat, terrific job on Rodney Magruder. Just 2 of 11 from the field after scoring 30 against Baylor the other night.
That's the other half of the Big 12 Network. Now let's talk again about Missouri taking on Texas. 7 minutes to go in that game. Frank Haith uses 7 guys, Brendan, just 7. They are really one sprained ankle and injury away from being in some serious trouble. I mean, can they survive the entire season with just 7 guys?
Biggest key, I think, is what you just said right there. They have to stay healthy. If they can do that, this 7-man rotation obviously works. Ricardo Ratliff inside, we don't talk enough about him. Leads the country in field goal percentage. He's a terrific option. His presence inside allows the spacing for those terrific guards, Denman, Kimmy English, and others, to free themselves up at times. But you're exactly right. So thin that you're always worried about an ankle injury away from really affecting this basketball team. But right now, very, very good team.
Hey, when we come back on Studio 66, we'll take you to the Southeastern Conference. The Wildcats, yeah, they were dancing down in Knoxville. They were a little loose. In fact, Coach Cal, a little concerned. Highlights next on Studio 66.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
Every 3 months, 250,000 new families enter into foreclosure, and 1 in every 200 homes will be foreclosed on. These people are scared and embarrassed at their situation because they don't know what to do or where they can turn.
If you're currently behind on your mortgage, you don't have to be one of these statistics. You can save your home starting today, but you need to call now.
If you've been threatened with foreclosure, denied for a loan modification, missed a payment on your mortgage, been a victim of a predatory loan, you're upside down on your mortgage, or you lost your job and you're worried about losing your home, call Allied State Foreclosure Services now. With one simple phone call, you could stop the foreclosure process, lower your monthly mortgage payments, and save your home. Allied State Foreclosure Services works with licensed attorneys in your area. Call now. The call is free with no obligation. You've worked hard to afford your home and build your life with your family. Let us work to help keep your home and way of life by picking up the phone and dialing the number on your screen. Call now before it's too late.
And let's take a look at our Phillips 66 Player of the Week, Travis Relaford of KU. Really a terrific 2 games, 22 points, close to 56% from three-point range, 28 points against OU. Travis Relaford, we'll see him later today on the Big 12 Network as KU takes on Iowa State. Down in the Southeastern Conference, the Cats were dancing a jig in Knoxville. Huge rivalry. The Volunteers and Wildcats goes way back. And check out Anthony Davis, AD, long arms, blocking machine, Brendan Manzer.
Oh, tremendous length. Tough to get to the basket when he's waiting on you there.
And Jamal Stokes, that's a throwback hook shot. And Tennessee had a lead. Deron Lamb, though, finds AD for the alley-oop, part of a 10-2 run. But Tennessee going to the man with a headband.
Woolridge outside, kept alive by Stokes, straight up and in. He is a difference maker.
Unstoppable indeed, but Kentucky, too many weapons. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and of course the big guy, Brendan, in the end was a factor.
Well, this team, very talented. Great mixture of obviously young talent like they have every year, but they've got some veteran guys, I think, that mix in there well with that basketball team.
Let's check the scores from the top 25. You see Iowa clobbering Michigan, and then upper left. How about that, Brendan? FSU over Carolina.
Yeah, former Oklahoma State head coach, now at Florida State, playing great defense. That's what they do. The question with them is, can they get enough offense throughout the entire game to pull off the upset?
And we're right back after this message from your friends at Phillips 66.
I have prepared a statement After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basket pong this year.
Play basket pong for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
Listen up, America!
Listen up, America. I'm talking to anyone with or without a pre-existing medical condition. The recent health care bill will not take effect until at least 2014, leaving families and individuals lacking health insurance with no immediate solution to their concerns. Meanwhile, medical problems continue to be the #1 cause of bankruptcies. But here's the good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide affordable health insurance for all uninsured Americans. And yes, uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Call the number on your screen now, and in less than 10 minutes, you could have a choice of affordable health plans from the Hotline Network. This is not a discount card. You will have access to doctors, hospitals, dental care, infant care, and emergency services. Call the health insurance hotline now and get you and your family covered today.
Call 800-232-6082. That's 800-232-6082.
White one.
Hurry in and see what everyone is punching about. The Volkswagen TDI Clean Diesels are here. Get exceptional fuel economy without sacrificing performance.
And right now, take advantage of great offers on 2012 TDI models, including Jetta,
Golf, Jetta Sportwagen, and Touareg. Get a great deal on the widest selection of clean diesel models from the #1 brand in clean diesel technology.
This week's Classroom Champion is brought to you by none other than Phillips 66, experts in gas since 1927. Congrats to Julianne Chisholm of K-State. The senior has a 3.96 GPA. Hey, way to go, Julianne. Impressive. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Studio 66. Doug Bell alongside Brendan Manzer. Excited about our 3 o'clock game on the Big 12 Network. It's Kansas hosting a surprise Iowa State team. They're playing awfully well, but Brendan, do you think they have enough to go on the road in Lawrence and beat the Jayhawks?
That'd be tough. Allen Fieldhouse, the most difficult place to go win in the Big 12 Conference. A couple things that need to happen today is they've got to play tremendous defense, Iowa State does, and then Royce White's got to be on the floor, in addition to dealing with Thomas Robinson. Tremendous on the block, the most dominant player maybe in all of the country. They do such a good job, despite the attention that he gets, getting him his touches inside. He's terrific with strength to the basket, also very good at passing out of double teams. And then I mentioned Royce White, Mr. Versatility in the Big 12 Conference. That triple-double last week against Texas A&M in College Station, I think really got everybody's attention. He will have to play well today, get teammates involved, lead them in scoring. In addition to all those things, Doug, he's really their best post presence as well, so they would need an outstanding performance from him today.
Well, look at the numbers. Thomas Robinson averaging a double-double, and for Rolls-Royce White, look at the assists for a game. Frank Haith described him as a Magic Johnson-type player. As the name might suggest, Phillips 66 is the proud sponsor of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Championship. Both start with Phillips 66, and both stand for performance. Phillips 66, experts in gas since 1927.
Is the best in life passing you by because you still don't have a big screen high-definition TV? How would you like a brand new extra-large state-of-the-art 50-inch plasma TV? Imagine watching your favorite shows and movies with spectacular high-definition quality picture and sound right in your own home. Tronix Country will make it happen for you, no matter what your credit history. With Tronix Country, you are approved. If you have an active checking account and can afford flexible low payments, we'll send you a brand new 50-inch high-definition TV, guaranteed.
I never realized how much I was missing out by not having a high-definition TV. The quality of the picture is amazing.
It gets even better. With your paid order, Tronix Country will send you a free wireless laptop computer with software upgrade featuring 26 programs. Call now to receive your 50-inch plasma TV and laptop computer with software upgrade. No matter what your credit history, you are approved. Get the electronics you deserve.
Call Tronix Country today at 800-580-1605. That's 800-580-1605.
John Mapes is 42, mortgage, married, 2 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. John can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $25 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll search the pick of insurers like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. John's wife, Carrie, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or visit SelectQuote.com.
Halftime here at College Station with Texas A&M doubling the score of Texas Tech 34-17. Hi again, everyone. I'm Dave Armstrong along with Reed Geddes. Reed, I don't know what to ask you. Was that just a horrible half for Texas Tech or a great half for Texas A&M?
Statistically for Texas A&M, they're playing exactly the way they have all year long. They're shooting right between 44 and 48%, averaging about 62 points per game. So it's a typical half for Texas A&M. So I think, unfortunately, for Billy Gillespie, the answer to the question is that was just an atrocious half by Texas Tech. Defensively and then offensively, I mean, they didn't score for the first 9 minutes of the game.
All right, let's show you some highlights then. This first half highlights brought to you by Shelter Insurance.
Chris Middleton came out, and Billy Kennedy told us he wanted his team to start well, and Chris Middleton had 6 quick points. Elston Turner knocked down a 3. Texas A&M at one point was shooting 50% from behind the line. Elston Turner knocked down another jump shot. It was a good, efficient half for Texas A&M.
Shelter Insurance for your auto, home, and life. Seek shelter today. We'll be back. When we come back, we'll look at some of the numbers, and they're ugly for the Red Raiders, but the Aggies have a 17-point lead.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why are you still sitting on that couch? You know you could be out there cooking for a living. You speak food. That's why you got to call Le Cordon Bleu. They'll help get you out there with training in less time than you think. Sounds good, right? So grab your phone right now and call Le Cordon Bleu. We'll send you a complimentary career guide so you can see what it's really like to work in the culinary arts.
Call 1-800-980-1787 or text GOLCB49 to 94576. Call or text now.
Did you call yet?
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state and back taxes? Hi, I'm Max with Blue Tax. Due to the current economy, the IRS and state tax agencies are being more lenient, but this won't last long. Here's how it works. Let's say you owe $20,000. With Blue Tax, this is what your settlement could look like. Great, right? There are many relief programs that taxpayers just don't know about, and you could wind up paying way less than you owe. Our team of attorneys and enrolled agents can negotiate settlements, lift bank levies, remove wage garnishments, eliminate penalties and interest, and reduce back payroll taxes. And at Blue Tax, we mean business. Those are my tax attorneys, and they don't mess around. They'll call the IRS or state on your behalf and negotiate your settlement for you. It's that easy. So call us right now for a free consultation at 800-691-7146 or visit www.bluetax.com. And remember, you heard it from me, Max, at Blue Tax. 800-691-7146.
What does bulletproof roof mean to me? Well, it means that the roof is going to last.
Perfect from beginning to end.
It means that the guarantee is there.
Schulte Roofing, the home of the bulletproof roof.
Well, here at College Station at Reed Arena, the question is, will the Aggies continue to pour it on, or will the Red Raiders have a run in them here in the second half? Before we get to that second half, let's check out the numbers from the first half, brought to you by Papa John's.
21% for Texas Tech, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. Assist-to-turnover ratio for Texas Tech in the first half, 1-6.
That's not good. And here's another number that's not good. The Red Raiders had more points from the line than they did from the field. LeBeau trying to get free, and he walked with it. Lewandowski with some good defense. Both Lewandowski and Tolbert, the two big guys for the Red Raiders, start this half with 3 fouls each.
Interesting in the first half, the first possession, Billy Kennedy trying to get David LeBeau going, and David LeBeau is just working too hard to try to find his shot. He needs to catch that ball double, triple team and get it out.
It's hard to nitpick the Aggies who have this 17-point lead, but they did not close the half well, Reed. They took 4 3-pointers in a row on their last 4 possessions, and they missed all 4.
Interesting, as a result thereof, in the first possession, what did they do? They went inside to David LeBeau.
Sure.
David LeBeau obviously was trying to get his shot, and I thought he double dribbled before he traveled.
And the foul there on LeBeau, and Tolbert, his first point of the game.
Came into this game nationally 4th among freshmen in the 6 power conferences in scoring, 14 points and 6 rebounds per game. Now 2 points.
The leading freshman scorer in the Big 12, 2nd in rebounds.
Well, he struggled against Kansas, only played 16 minutes and had 4 points and just 1 rebound in that game.
Interesting little bit of a difference now. They were having Minnis guard Middleton in the first half, and now that's responsibility is falling on the shoulders of Jay Crockett. Foul here on Willis. That's the first team foul on the Red Raiders this half. Turner. That was a nice looking shot. Davis back in. He started the game and then quickly sat after picking up 2 quick fouls. Minnis looked like he shuffled his feet, and then it's poked away from Tolbert. Well, he draws a crowd.
Yes, he does. With no outside shooters for Texas Tech, A&M's defense is sagging off more and more and more on Tolbert.
Middleton, boy, is that smooth?
I'm watching him. I'm thinking, boy, if this is 70%, boy, his teammates will really be cheering when he gets up to 100%.
Absolutely. He's just silky smooth, isn't he?
Look at him sagging back, just sitting back in the lap of those post players, just daring shots from the perimeter for Texas Tech. 0 for 4 from behind the line in the first half for the Red Raiders.
Trying to get it inside to Tolbert. It's knocked away. It'll stay with the Red Raiders.
Here is the attention. We're talking about Jordan Tolbert. Look at all of the shirts, the white shirts down in there. There are 4 shirts, and everyone's inside the paint. If I'm Billy Kennedy, I'm saying get the ball to Chris Middleton on the offensive end. Defensively, I would almost tell my guys, always have at least 1 foot in the paint. I would have 1 foot and spread out.
Wagner gives it up. Lewandowski can't get it to go. Good rebound, though, by Tolbert. He took it away from 2 Aggies. Going nowhere. And then a turnover by Wagner. Harris got a hand on it. And now Harris will pull back out again. Not sure why he did that, but it worked.
Not sure he was really aiming for the backboard.
And the lead now 21, the biggest lead of the game for the Aggies. Tolbert misses a jam. The frustrations continue now for him. 6 straight points by the Aggies to start the second half. We're on a 6-0 run, I should say. Tolbert had those 2 free throws. Middleton trying to get it, and Tolbert came over with a block. There's where you see the lack of explosion by Middleton. And now, here comes Dash Harris again. He picks the pocket of Willis.
If Texas Tech cannot slam that ball inside to Tolbert, it's almost as if the other guys have no idea of what else they can do.
Lewandowski is trying to get it to Crockett and throws that one out of bounds. Another turnover. And already 16 turnovers for the Red Raiders.
I bet that pass was not supposed to come from Lewandowski. I bet he was supposed to reverse it. That was a shuffle screen. Good defense by Dash Harris. You know what? He has developed into the last probably 2 years in College Station, I think the best on-the-ball defender in the Big 12. He is outstanding on the ball and has been for several years now.
Well, Jacob Pullen last year was the best on-ball defender in the conference. Kind of reminds you of another Aggie that played for Billy Gillispie, Dominique Kirk. I mean, Dominique Kirk was a similar player to Dash Harris, wasn't he?
Very similar. Certainly the way their career started, Dominique Kirk ended up being better offensively at the end of his career.
A&M doing a much better job here in the second half as they're getting that ball and pounding it inside. And a three-pointer that goes, and Billy Gillispie doesn't even like that. So he calls a timeout. 15:41 left to go in the contest. We're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
I have prepared a statement. After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basketball this year.
Play basketball for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
A great guest experience, that makes my day. And during the four-course feast, there's so much to choose from.
The four-course seafood feast is back at Red Lobster, still just $15. Get soup, salad, unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits, dessert, and your choice of 7 entrees, like new honey barbecue shrimp skewers or shrimp and scallops Alfredo. All 4 courses just $15.
It's a really good value. All my guests love it. I'm Jody Gonzalez, Red Lobster General Manager, and I see food differently.
At Shelter Insurance, we're people who know that the first love of your life...
I need you to take the shoes off.
...might have been made of steel.
Thank you.
Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life, we're your shield. We're your shelter.
Someone's feisty.
Ugh, this has got to end.
Oh, it just did.
We're different.
Brilliant.
We're gonna have so much fun together.
We're telling you about Dominique Kirk and now helping out here with Texas A&M. Interesting, last night he came out and he greeted Billy Gillispie, and Billy was so glad to see him. And afterward, he told us, he said, you know what, that kid got every ounce out of his ability. He wasn't the best player we had, but he was certainly the hardest worker. And he said, I would love to have a dozen guys just like him.
Can you imagine a bigger compliment than for a coach to say that about you? That he maximized every ounce of ability that he had.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yep. That's all you can ask of anyone, isn't it? Just maximize the God-given talents that you have. And that's what Dominique Kirk did.
Isn't that what we hope young people are learning as a result of their involvement in athletics?
Absolutely. There's LeBeau. They're standing around right now out of this timeout. Shot clock down to 5. And that was a wasted possession for the Aggies. Here comes Wagner. Billy Gillispie called a timeout after they hit a three-pointer on the last possession. He's not happy with the way that they're not running the offense.
It's almost like they know what the first option is, but then the offense breaks down on the second and third options.
There's Nash knifing his way in. That won't go. Tolbert reaches up, and again, drawing the crowd. And a whistle and a foul. This will be on Middleton.
Good effort by Jordan Tolbert. Perhaps not the best fundamentals to grab that ball and bring it down around his ankles.
So again, the Aggies doubling the score of the Red Raiders.
try our tasty chicken minis for breakfast.
Hi, Tom Bodette. The next time you're caught traveling, take a time out at Motel 6. Always a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. We'll leave the light on for you. Official economy lodging partner of the Big 12.
The recent health care bill will not take effect until at least 2014. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide affordable health insurance for all uninsured Americans. Call the health insurance hotline now and get you and your family covered today.
The Douglas Nissan buyback event is going on now at Douglas Nissan. Bring in your trade, any make and model, and get up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair value and choose 0% financing on our most popular models. Upgrade to a brand new Nissan today at the buyback event at Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys.
Hi, I'm Jeff Paradowski. Over the last 20 years, I've handled thousands of cases involving serious injury and death. Insurance companies know me, and they know I have the experience, resources, and reputation to get for you what you deserve. I'm available to my clients 24 hours a day by cell phone, email, and office appointment. Don't settle your case for less than you deserve. Call me, Jeff Paradowski.
Call 774-2222 today.
The Douglas Nissan buyback event is going on now at Douglas Nissan. Bring in your trade, any make or model, and get up to $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair value and buy your new car for around $10 a day. Upgrade to a brand new Nissan today at the buyback event at Douglas Nissan, home of the nice guys.
Well, earlier this week, Texas Tech playing the Kansas Jayhawks. You are looking at Teron Petaway. He and Connor Tian of the Jayhawks got tangled up, and Petaway, with a flagrant 2 foul here after they went to the monitor, he was eliminated and ejected from this game, and then Billy Gillespie took a further step and suspended him for today's game. So he is unavailable to play in this game. Billy Gillespie said, that is not what I'm looking for from my team.
You know, I thought he handled it very appropriately. It was swiftly, it was severely, he made a statement, but you also get the feeling he's not going to overreact. He just said, hey, look, I want you to play hard with emotion, but keep it under control.
Tolbert. And that was a good look, a high-low action.
Yeah, but better movement that time. That was about the third or fourth scoring option out of that set, and Texas Tech ran all the way through the play.
Davis trying to get it inside, and a whistle and a foul. This one on Nash, and that's his first.
Boy, Nash is long. He has got long arms. What a nice matchup between him and Chris Middleton.
Nash, a junior college transfer from Tyler Junior College by way of Waterloo, Iowa. Or as they say it in Waterloo, Waterloo.
I will have to trust you on that.
And a whistle and a foul inside.
You know, we've seen very good post defense, and we've seen some very bad post defense. Early in the game, Davis and Turner both got in foul trouble. That time, Jordan Green's down there with both arms wrapped around the waist of the offensive player, and then acting surprised that the foul was called.
Lucky to get through. Well, it didn't get through, as it turns out, and then a whistle and a foul. And this one is called on Tolbert, and he has just picked up number 4. And that wasn't his fault.
Frustration.
Yeah. He's got to come out now with 4 fouls, and you know what? That wasn't his fault. And I think that's what Coach Gillespie is saying. Look, when that ball comes inside like that, you know, you've got to grab it, and if you don't do something else and then reach and grab for the ball and then commit another foul. So these are all just teaching moments, and one of those years that Coach Gillespie has just got to weather the storm this year. This foul called on Crockett.
Well, that's a lot of balls.
That's what he thought, Crockett. Instead, it would be Davis at the line, and for a big guy, he's only been at the line 9 times all year. He's 3 for 9. 6'10" guy that, well, he's been starting the last 3 games now and checking in. Great story. And Luke Adams, a freshman out of Big Springs, Texas. You can see on the back he has hearing aids. Those are actually cochlear implants, which allow him to hear. He was born deaf, and yet now with the cochlear implants can hear. One of the most inspirational stories, I think, in Division I basketball today. His dad is a junior college coach, and he's just like kind of a coach out on the floor.
He's a tough kid. He's scrappy and he's little, but he does a nice job of setting big little screens. He'll go up against a big guy and screens kind of like John Stockton used to, where you're surprised at how scrappy and how firm his screens are.
Earlier this year, he was kind of knocked down trying to take a shot. It knocked the cochlear implants out and then actually disengaged them for the rest of the game. He could not hear at all, but he can read lips, and so when they would go into the huddle, he was able to read the lips of Billy Gillespie and find out where he was supposed to be and what his responsibilities were.
Great story. Talk about overcoming adversity. And he can play.
And he can play. So here is Jordan Green. Green started 7 games this year, those 7 when Chris Middleton was out with the knee surgery.
Highly recruited shooting guard in the class 2011, both in the state of Texas and nationally. First player from Flower Mound. That is a powerhouse program outside of the Austin area, and surprisingly, the first Division I basketball scholarship from Flower Mound.
I read that too, Reed, and I was surprised as well. I thought, oh, I think I've read before guys from Flower Mound.
Basketball turning into a basketball school. It's been a football powerhouse. A kid there signed at Oklahoma State, a kid named Smart, who is one of the best in the country out of Flower Mound.
There's Turner. And they backed off. And now stepping on the sideline, Green. So another turnover. That's the 12th for the Aggies. As the name might suggest, Phillips 66, proud to be the sponsor of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Championship. Both start with Phillips 66 and both stand for performance. Phillips 66, experts in gas since 1927.
A little bit too aggressive a back screen that time by Luke Adams.
Chippy, wouldn't you say, this game?
Yeah, Billy's kids are frustrated. I mean, they have come here and they understand the importance and the significance of their coach coming back to College Station, and they have not performed very well.
Three-pointer off, no good. Now remember when the Aggies were 4 for 8, now they've missed their last 5 three-pointers. So they're back at their norm, the 31% mark. Count the basket and a foul. Foul on Green is 3rd. Crockett will go to the line. Crockett, the leading scorer today for the Red Raiders with 14 points.
A nice up fake that time, but boy, look at all the people, and a silly foul by Jordan Green, reaching in from behind and slapping Jay Crockett on the arm. You know, the problem for Texas Tech, you say, okay, we got a little bit of a momentum, we got a little bit of a run, but the lack of offensive punch makes you very pessimistic that they would have the ability to get back into this game.
I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking the same thing, that with another team, with another offense, you might think, well, A&M isn't exactly pulling away, but the Red Raiders don't have the firepower to get back in. 47-28 our score from College Station.
I have prepared a statement. After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basketball this year.
Play basketball for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
Papa John's.
NFL, the Super Bowl. Trust me on this one. There's no better combination.
Papa John's is giving you any large pizza with your choice of any toppings for just $11. Even specialties, only $11. Plus, we're giving away free pizza every 46 seconds every weekend till Super Bowl 46. Order at papajohns.com and you could win.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Official pizza sponsor of Super Bowl 46.
40 years ago, he wasn't looking for financial advice. Back then, he had something more important to do. He wasn't focused on his future, but fortunately, somebody else was. At USAA, we provide retirement planning for our military, veterans, and their families. Now more than ever, it's important to get financial advice from people who share your military values. For our free USAA retirement guide, call 877-242-USAA.
Tronics Country says you're approved, guaranteed.
I wanted a new computer, but I couldn't get financed.
If you have an active checking account and can afford low, flexible payments, you're already approved, guaranteed. There's no credit check, so you won't be turned down.
Tronics Country approved me quickly.
I got instant approval, and it was easy.
And with your paid order, we'll add a free color printer, free MP3 music player, and free LCD TV. Call now and tell us where you want your brand new computer and free gift shipped today.
Well, you look at the upcoming schedule on the Big 12 Network. Iowa State taking on Kansas next here on the Big 12 Network. I'll be in Norman, Oklahoma on Tuesday night as these Red Raiders take on the Sooners, two teams with new coaches. Kansas State, Oklahoma State, I'll be there next Saturday. You will be back here for the game between the Sooners and the Aggies. Well, here is Dash Harris at the line. Surprisingly, not a good free throw shooter. With that kind of form, he should be better. He was 46% coming into this game.
He made 12 coming into this game. I'm like you. I saw that, and that surprised me. As much as he has the ball in his hands, and he's not a jump shooter, so he's attacking the basket. Surprised he doesn't get to the free throw line more often.
That's a confidence issue, I think, more than anything else. He just doesn't feel confident at the line, and he gets one or two, which is pretty much at his season norm. And now another silly turnover. That's Minnis throwing it out of bounds and thinking, ay, ay, ay. Now that is 20 turnovers for Billy Gillespie's team. Even he can't believe it.
He even had to smile. I mean, Lambert wasn't even close to being where Minnis thought he was when he threw that ball.
They have 4 assists and 20 turnovers. Ouch. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
They have done a better job rebounding the ball. They were getting pounded on the boards early in this game, down by 18, and right now they're down by just 2. A&M has stopped getting good looks at the basket.
Comes Adams, back to Crockett. It's a good look, it just didn't go. Turner clears the glass. Here comes Harris.
Good flash.
LeBeau. You know, it was a good flash, and I agree with you, Reed, but I think when he flashes, he took himself out of the play by going out too far. When you flash in the paint, not away from the paint.
One of my pet peeves is I think big guys too often finish, just like you said, with the body going away from the basket, and I would teach big kids, hang a curtain down from the bottom of the backboard, and when you finish, you should be crashing through that curtain. It increases your chances of making the shot, and more importantly, it increases your chances of drawing a foul.
Turner gets the bounce.
Ray Turner has responded very well to being taken out of the starting lineup. He has 3 double-doubles for the year, including 2 out of the last 4 games against Iowa State. Came off of the bench last Saturday, had 13 points, 12 rebounds.
Fouls have taken him out of this game more than anything else. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the first half and had to sit quite a bit.
A little surprised we haven't seen Daniel Alexander again in the second half. He picked up those 4 fouls in the first half, but
what a lift he got.
Oh, man.
Tolbert, and slapped away, but standing out of bounds when he did slap it away was Dash Harris.
Tech doing a better job with their sets getting Jordan Tolbert to the ball. Instead of just ducking in playing high-low, he's getting a baseline screen on the weak side and flashing to the strong side, creating better passing angles.
Well, the good news for Tech is they're shooting 50% in the second half. The bad news is they're only 4 for 8. They've only put up 8 field goal attempts in the second half. And the turnover, make it 21. Minnis tracks it down, but he walked with it. He did. He doesn't believe it, but he did.
Good hustle, getting back inside of the ball. Pursue and tip. And oftentimes you find the ball in your hands, and sometimes it even surprises you.
Doesn't count as a turnover because he didn't actually have possession. Always looking for that silver lining.
Well, that's the second missed dunk we've had in this game.
A three-pointer, Clark Lammert. Kind of leans into that shot, doesn't he?
Hibbert turning down the three-pointer. He knocked down 2 in the first half.
And no shot. Foul came first, the foul on Minnis. Now, Red Raider fans, you can spend your Christmas holiday in Honolulu. Why not? Don't miss out on the action. Texas Tech men's basketball team will square off with teams like Arizona and Hawaii and San Diego State. They're probably the favorite right now coming in.
Yep.
Unless
it's a tournament Kansas State won this year.
That's
had
right.
Some nice wins. A good win over Long Beach State. Surprising team. You want a dark horse of a mid-major. Well, you watch that Ware kid play at Long Beach State. I'm telling you, he is a legitimate All-American. It was a good win by Kansas State and a good tournament win.
It really was. So back to a 20-point lead for the Aggies, and here comes Middleton kind of limping back in.
He was. He came into the game limping.
Yep.
Yes, a one-legged Chris Middleton is still pretty good.
You can see this doesn't put any pressure on that leg at all. Tolbert, boy, he fights inside, doesn't he? He just needs some help in there.
He needs some help on the perimeter, creating space, giving him a better opportunity to work once he gets the ball. He's getting it right now with 2 and 3 white shirts around him.
You know, as a freshman, he's getting the same attention usually reserved for an upperclassman.
Yeah, that's exactly. The game plan against Texas Tech is sit down in Jordan Tolbert's lap. Don't let him touch the ball, and you will beat Texas Tech. Well, once they get some more offensive weapons around him, this kid, you want to talk about one of the best in the Big 12? And this is a kid nobody, you and I keep talking about, nobody was talking about Jordan Tolbert. When the season started and you started contemplating who could potentially be the freshman of the year, I promise you his name did not come up.
Never came up in conversation. And unfortunately for him, he's on a Red Raider team that, as we've pointed out, he will be the focus of the other team's defensive attention. It's going to be hard for him now for the rest of the way to put up good numbers.
4 points and 1 rebound against Kansas.
And today, Tolbert with only 4 points and 5 rebounds. Adams, boy, he was looking inside, wasn't he? See how determined Adams is to get that ball to Tolbert? Much better. But another turnover, 22 and counting. See, that's a case where Harris was too unselfish.
There's somebody trying to do a spectacular play when he could have just shot a layup. Boy, the hardest shot to make in this basketball game has been the dunk. Luke Adams hustling back on this 2-on-1, but watch Dash Harris. Just go shoot the layup. We don't have to have a highlight. Here's the rule. When you're in transition, if you have the ball in your hands when you hit the free throw line extended, go shoot a layup until the defense stops you.
When you were with Houston and you were on a 2-on-1 break, what was your percentage of success? 100% or at least 95%?
You know, the only percentage I know is that 100% of the time we didn't score, I was sent to the bench. But listen, make the game easy. Yeah. I mean, nobody stopped Dash Harris, but he had already decided, I'm going to throw a lob and do something spectacular. Right. The mindset is, you get to the free throw line, go shoot a layup until they stop you. And if they stop you, hand it to your teammate.
And it was almost like Luke Adams read the mind of Dash Harris. There's a three-pointer.
But you don't let the defense dictate what you're going to do. Take it to the basket.
How about Hibbert today? 3 of 4 from three-point range. He was 2 of 15 coming in. There's a forced pass, and now Hibbert with the foul, looking for another steal. 7 steals today by the Aggies. And we've got a timeout. It's Texas A&M with a huge lead, and we're back after this from your friends at Phillips 66.
I have prepared a statement. After careful consideration and with the support of my friends and family, I have decided to play Phillips 66 basket pong this year.
Play basket pong for a chance to shoot for 66 grand and hundreds of instant prizes. Just fill up, grab a game card, and go online.
I know, right?
Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Choose from 5 great steaks, each $11.99, like our new bacon-wrapped sirloin, topped with onions and bourbon glaze. Or try our garlic herb-crusted sirloin. 5 great steaks, each $11.99, only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Before you load up the old fan mobile with all the game day essentials, head to Motel6.com to book a clean, comfortable room for the lowest price of any national chain. Go team! We'll leave the light on for you. Official economy lodging partner of the Big 12.
If you've been threatened with foreclosure, denied for a loan modification, missed a payment on your mortgage, been a victim of a predatory loan, you're upside down on your mortgage, or you lost your job and you're worried about losing your home, call Allied State Foreclosure Services now. With one simple phone call, you could stop the foreclosure process, lower your monthly mortgage payments, and save your home. Allied State Foreclosure Services works with licensed attorneys in your area. Let us work to help keep your home and way of life by picking up the phone and dialing the number on your screen.
We're back in the neighborhood. You've known us for a long time, and we appreciate your business throughout the years. Come in today and say hello to some old friends and familiar faces.
At the Bank and Trust, our free checking is still free. No special conditions, no restrictions, just free.
We also have free online banking, free debit cards, and of course, excellent customer service.
The Bank and Trust, local bank, local bankers, member FDIC.
From Studio 66, here's a scoreboard update. Missouri on top of Texas. That's a final. Oklahoma only 8 points now over Kansas State, and Baylor leading Oklahoma State. And Dave and Reed, how about this? Phil Pressey, Missouri, 18 points, 10 assists, 0 turnovers, guys.
Well, he is terrific. Thanks a lot, Doug. You know, Flip Pressey of the Missouri Tigers is really the guy that really makes that offense go. He is so good, and his assist-to-turnover ratio this year is somewhere around 4-to-1.
In the game, in their win against Iowa State on Wednesday night, you talk about balance, they had 6 players between 8 and 14 points at the end of the game. Ricardo Ratliff with a nice game today, had 21 points for the Tigers.
Middleton falls over, gets it back, and now we've got a tie-up. Oh no, a foul, not a tie-up. The foul instead called on Minnis.
Jacobin Brown leading the Big 12 in scoring. Game today against Missouri had 34 points. Ooh.
Middleton, 10 points today. The Aggies today are 14 of 20 from the line.
Chris Middleton named to the prestigious Wooden Award and Naismith Award watch list at the midseason point. preseason All-Big 12 pick.
You think of his knee injury, able to come back. And the knee injury to Tyshawn Taylor of the Jayhawks, who didn't even miss a game.
That was amazing.
Just amazing. And then Lawrence Bowers of the Missouri Tigers, what a blow for them to lose him for the entire season.
Jean-Paul Olakimi for Oklahoma State out with a knee injury.
Well, you can log on to Big12Sports.com, check out the Big 12 Network announcer blogs. Mitch Holthus is going to lay out some of his unique all-conference teams this week. Long rebound, Crockett, count it, and one. And that's the first time I have seen Billy Gillispie applaud today.
I was about to say the same thing, and the first time I've seen a similar response from his players. Billy Gillispie encouraging and being positive, and you looked out on the floor. Watch after this basket goes in. Watch all the Red Raiders come over and help pick him up and applaud him. Watch Adams coming to the screen. Look at him. You don't expect to see that from a team that has struggled as bad as they've struggled. They have consistently gotten a little bit better as this game has progressed.
17 points for Crockett today. It's a new career high for him. And Nash will check back in.
You know, Crockett in Big 12 actions averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds. Had a solid game against Kansas, 9-6.
And a whistle and a foul. This one again on Minnis, and that'll be it. So he is fouled out of the game.
You know, I'm not sure it's really a result of Texas Tech's defense, but in the first half, I thought one of the things A&M did so well was swinging the ball from side to side to side, and not so much of that here in the second half, not executing quite as crisply.
Did they get Minnis on that? I thought it was Minnis, the foul called. And now they finally sorted it out and realized that Deshaun Minnis has fouled out of this game.
I don't think he knew it. I'm not sure he knew he had 4. He went over there and talked to Billy, and Billy turned around and held up his hand and said, that's 5.
It always surprises me when guys don't know how many fouls they have.
Sometimes good, because you want them to play hard and not hold back. Sometimes bad. You take a silly foul and you take yourself out of the game. Look at all the attention Tolbert's getting inside.
There are some things that Luke Adams can't do athletically, but don't they seem to run a little smoother offensively with him in the lineup?
I agree. He screens so well, moves the ball, and he can shoot. He doesn't look to shoot, but he has got a beautiful stroke. I agree. He's one of those guys you think, wait a second, why are we suddenly clicking better? Why is the offense going better?
Right.
Nice pick and roll. Tolbert doing a nice job being ready to catch that ball.
Inbounds play for Texas Tech underneath their own basket with 6:30 to go. Don't forget, Iowa State and Kansas coming up next on the Big 12 Network. As you mentioned, two of the tougher matchups in the conference. A forced 3, a pretty good shot actually by Luke Adams, and a long offensive rebound. Royce White from Iowa State, Thomas Robinson of the Jayhawks. Two guys that really create fits for the other team.
I'm trying to think of matchups, and Travis Relaford, you think will get a lot of Royce White, but those two may be matched up, and Royce White tries to go inside.
Relaford has been a big difference maker for KU since conference play began. Offensively, he's given them a third weapon.
Well, back-to-back career highs. He had 16 points, 11 rebounds against Kansas State, then went to Oklahoma and had 28 points in that game. If he's a legitimate, consistent scoring option, I'll tell you something. If you don't think the Big 12 championship's going through Lawrence, Kansas, you are mistaken.
Well, we're going to find out a lot about the two powers in the conference, Baylor and Kansas, Monday night in Lawrence.
Cannot wait for that game.
Baylor handling Oklahoma State today. We'll see what happens with Kansas and Iowa State.
Now, you said something earlier, and I agree. not enough people are talking about the Baylor Bears, even in the Big 12 Conference. That win in Manhattan was tough, it was gritty, it was physical, all of the things that stereotypically, people don't associate with the Baylor Bears. Well, they put an end to that misconception.
When you think of that win there, the overtime win against West Virginia, they have played tough in the tough moments this year.
And have played tough opponents. In the past, they've been criticized for their non-conference schedule, and the Big 12 winning more games percentage-wise against ranked opponents in the country than any other conference.
Boy, Tolbert has gotten so many more touches with Adams in the game. I don't think it's a coincidence.
And perhaps not a coincidence, so many more touches with Daniel Alexander on the bench and not playing for Texas A&M.
There's a kid who knows his role on the team. Adams has only taken one shot, and that was that desperation three with a shot clock at 1.
You know how many coaches would like for you to say that about every kid on his roster?
I'll bet.
There's a kid who knows his role.
Knows his role.
Plays his role. Well, as soon as we said he's getting touches because Daniel Alexander's not in the game, Daniel Alexander checks into the game.
And Alexander, a guy that, especially in the first half, understood his role. He did have 4 fouls, but he really was a spark plug for the Aggies in that first half when they pulled away.
Well, and even the foul trouble. His role is not to save fouls. His role is to play with energy.
LeBeau should get better looks. He gets some touches, but he doesn't get many good looks. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, absolutely. We talked about it in the first half. He's not getting any separation from his defender at all.
That wasn't right there. 3 Aggies standing in the same spot. Shot clock down to 8. And that was just a good one-on-one play by Turner. He doesn't get it to go. A three-pointer. Good. Luke Adams.
Well, that may be the offensive punch that Texas Tech needs. You go behind a screen, Luke Adams is going to pull the trigger on that shot. Maybe earning himself some more playing time here in the second half.
I'm thinking he might.
Good up fake.
Almost got the bounce, but it didn't go in for Hibbert this time. And another rebound for Tolbert. Tolbert with 5 points, 9 rebounds in this game. Adams. Well, that looked good when it left his hand, didn't it?
He looks a little tired. Came up short on that jump shot.
Alexander, the bad angle.
Yeah, but that's David LeBeau. David LeBeau is not sealing the defender. He's releasing the defender as the ball comes in, and that turnover is on David.
So in other words, to Alexander, it looked like he was open, and LeBeau didn't seal the position. 59-42 our score.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
This is it. This is the heart of Whataburger.
Everything's cooked to order. The vegetables are fresh.
2 to 3 times a day, we'll chop lettuce, dice onions.
We never freeze our meat. Fresh meat, fresh bread.
Isn't that pretty?
I take pride in everything I put out. If it's not fresh, we're not serving. I got a number 2.
Oh, yes. Double meat.
Look at that.
I got 200% beef in this sandwich.
That's some good stuff right there.
My name's Nora.
My name's Bo. I'm Larry, and I'm proud to work at Whataburger.
It was a classic Vegas night. We dropped our bags in the suites. We caught the game at Legacy Stadium. We had dinner at Twist. Then we hit the town. Things got a little crazy. One thing led to another, and the next day, Steve tagged me in a photo from the Gold Lounge. It was a blatant violation of the code. So I did the right thing, and I reported him. Don't be that guy.
Report friends and learn more at visitlasvegas.com.
Listen up, America!
Listen up, America. The recent health care bill will not take effect until at least 2014, leaving families and individuals lacking health insurance with no immediate solution to their concerns. But here's the good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide affordable health insurance for all uninsured Americans. And yes, uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Call the health insurance hotline now and get you and your family covered today.
Today's Big 12 Network game has been brought to you by Phillips 66, experts in gas since 1927. By Shelter Insurance, we're your shield, we're your shelter. By Whataburger, proud to serve it hot and fresh 24 hours a day. And by the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic, featuring the Texas Tech Red Raiders. With Reed Geddes, I'm Dave Armstrong. Closing moments here in College Station. Iowa State, Kansas coming up next. Oh, two really good players you got to check out today on the Big 12 Network from Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence.
At one point in this basketball game, Texas Tech was being out-rebounded by 18 rebounds. With just a few minutes to go in the game, they have now out-rebounded the Aggies by 5. Boy, you take away 22 turnovers, they'd have a chance to make this a basketball game.
Absolutely, and the fact that they're shooting 31% from the field.
And they didn't score a field goal for 11 minutes. Well, look at the mismatch
But other than
inside.
that, you're telling me we have a chance. Inside goes Dash Harris.
Well, Billy Gillespie will be frustrated with that. The ball starts at the top of the key, goes left, comes all the way in, and shoots a layup uncontested.
It's a weird-looking shot for Clark Lammer. He hit one earlier, but... Under 3 minutes to go. Looks like the Aggies are going to get their first Big 12 win of the year. Shot clock down to 6. See, Dash turned away an open look to create a more guarded look. And a lot of that, Reed, because he lacked confidence on the first floor.
I'm here to tell you, if I'm Billy Gillespie, I start Luke Adams the next game.
I would too.
I mean, he is playing defense, he is making passes, he knocked down a shot. The entire tempo of this game changed when Luke Adams checked into the game.
Well, earlier you were saying, you made a great point, that once you took Tolbert out of it, it was very tough for them to get into their offensive sets. They were making all kinds of miscues, but here, look at him look up court and find the open man.
The best pass a point guard can make is this pass. He catches that ball, he's not pounding it, his head is up, and he makes the easy pass, pushing the ball ahead. When you can get baskets for your team that Coach Gillespie doesn't have to coach.
Yeah.
Well, then suddenly you've made a valuable contribution to this game.
When you look at the game today, A&M just got off to an early lead. Middleton again playing with an injured knee, not 100% today with a dozen points. Jay Crockett with a career-high 19 today. And a lot of fouls in this game as well. A lot of turnovers, too, especially for the Red Raiders with 22 turnovers. That matches a season high for them.
Well, look at this mismatch inside. Luke Adams down there guarding Najee Hibbert. Najee Hibbert's 6'5", 6'6", and long. And Luke Adams, you know, they list him at 5'9", and that would be generous.
I'm just watching Adams, and
he's like a water bug.
And helped out, and then he came back in. Now he just gets shoved.
Drew a foul, David LeBeau put his body up against him.
Yeah, he put his body up against a 6'8" David LeBeau, who shoved him down to the court and draws the foul.
He looks like a gnat. you know, that you just kind of swat at. I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, you're on the tee box and gnats are swarming around your face. You're just kind of trying to swat them away.
Luke Adams is quickly becoming one of my favorite players.
I'm telling you.
Again, just a simple play makes the easy play. And then a travel by Lammert. That'll be 23 turnovers for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk Javaris Willis and Ty Nurse or Deshaun Menace out of a starting spot in the lineup. But boy, it is pretty clear that this team is better when Luke Adams is on the floor.
Take a look at our sixth man of the game, brought to you by Motel 6. And Jay Crockett with a new career high coming off the bench with 19 points today. If we had another Motel 6 six-man of the game, it would be Daniel Alexander.
I agree. I was thinking the same thing.
And then if we had another one, it would be Luke Adams.
How many do we get?
That would be 7, 8.
Technically, how many 6 men can there be?
The 8th man of the game. We create new sponsorship opportunities for our sales team.
Call Motel 8.